Abdul Sattar Edhi was one of the greatest humanitarians the world has ever known. He was born in 1928 in Gujarat, India, and later migrated to Pakistan. Edhi dedicated his entire life to serving humanity, regardless of religion, race, or social status. Edhi's early life was shaped by the wisdom and kindness of his mother, who taught him to care for others. These formative lessons would lay the foundation for a lifetime of service, one that would touch millions of lives and transform the very idea of charity in Pakistan and beyond. Upon migrating to Karachi after the partition of India in 1947, Edhi found himself in a city teeming with hardship. He witnessed firsthand the suffering of the sick, the destitute, the orphaned, and the abandoned. Yet instead of succumbing to despair, he was moved to action. With little more than a few rupees in his pocket and a heart full of determination, Edhi set out to make a difference. His journey began humbly. He purchased a small van, which he converted into an ambulance, and started driving through the streets of Karachi, tending to the ill and injured who had nowhere else to turn. Edhi relied on his intuition and empathy, offering first aid, comfort, and hope. Soon he opened a free dispensary, providing medical care to those who could not afford it. The community admired his selflessness, and donations came from everyday people, often just a few coins. As Edhi's work spread, the scale of his mission grew. In 1951, he established the Edhi Foundation, a charitable organization dedicated to serving humanity regardless of race, religion, or background. The foundation became a beacon of hope, guided by Edhi's simple yet profound philosophy. No religion is higher than humanity. Over the decades, the Edhi Foundation expanded into a vast network of services. Its ambulances, now numbering in the thousands, could be found on every street corner, ready to respond to emergencies at a moment's notice. The foundation operated the largest fleet of ambulances in Pakistan, and in times of crisis, Edhi himself could be seen behind the wheel, personally transporting patients to hospitals. Yet ambulances were just the beginning. Edhi established orphanages, homes for the mentally ill, and shelters for the homeless and abandoned women. He set up free medical clinics, blood banks, and dispensaries in remote villages. He provided burial services for unclaimed bodies, ensuring dignity in death for even the most forgotten souls. In a society where the marginalized were often overlooked, Edhi and his foundation stood as their steadfast advocates. One of the most remarkable aspects of Edhi's work was his commitment to inclusivity. He welcomed all who needed help, without discrimination. In a country marked by religious and ethnic divisions, the Edhi Foundation became a rare space where humanity transcended all boundaries. Edhi often said, "My religion is humanitarianism, which is the basis of every religion in the world." Despite the magnitude of his achievements, Edhi remained a model of simplicity and humility. He lived in a modest home, wore plain clothes, and never drew a salary from the foundation. He could often be found sitting on the floor of his office, listening patiently to the stories of those who came seeking help. To him, service was not a job but a calling, a sacred trust he carried with utmost sincerity. Edhi's compassion extended to the most vulnerable members of society. He placed cradles outside his centers, encouraging people to leave unwanted infants there instead of abandoning them in unsafe places. In this way, thousands of children were saved from neglect and given a chance at life. His orphanages became safe havens where children of all backgrounds were raised with love and care. Throughout his life, Edhi faced challenges. He faced threats, endured criticism, and sometimes struggled against bureaucracy and indifference. But he never wavered. Whenever disaster struck, whether it was a flood, earthquake, or act of violence, Edhi and his volunteers were often the first to arrive and the last to leave. His courage and resilience inspired countless others to join his mission, creating a legacy of selfless service that continues to this day. Edhi's impact was not confined to Pakistan. He became a global symbol of humanitarianism, recognized with numerous awards and honors. Yet, true to his nature, he remained uninterested in accolades. Fame and recognition meant little to him compared to the satisfaction of easing another's pain. He once remarked, "People have become educated but have not become human." Abdul Sattar Edhi passed away on 8 July 2016, and his funeral was attended by thousands, including state leaders, soldiers, and everyday citizens. He donated his eyes so that someone else could see even after his death, a final act of selfless giving. Edhi's life teaches us that greatness lies not in wealth or power, but in the ability to serve others with humility and love. He showed that one person, armed with empathy and determination, can ignite a movement of kindness that transforms society. His story is a powerful reminder that the smallest acts of compassion can ripple outward, changing lives in ways we may never fully realize. Today, as we reflect on the legacy of Abdul Sattar Edhi, we are called to remember his guiding words. Empty words and long praises do not impress God. Show him your faith by your deeds. His life is a beacon for all who seek to make the world a kinder, more just place. Through his enduring example, Edhi challenges each of us to see the humanity in others, to act with generosity and courage, and to believe that together we can build a better world. Abdul Sattar Edhi was not just a man. He was a movement, a symbol of selfless service, and a beacon of hope for the helpless and despairing people.